This tutorial will help you to complete the questions on homework number 5. Let's get started with the first topic, which is multiplying or dividing numbers written in scientific notation. So first is you got to know your vocabulary. A product is a multiplication problem. So when we multiply 4.4 times 10 to the second and 3.2 times 10 to the fourth, we're going to use our calculator to multiply these coefficients. So turn your calculator on, type in 4.4, then multiply it by 3.2. This is your new coefficient, 14.08. Next, you're going to need to combine the exponents. And you don't multiply exponents, you add them. So technically this is the product, but this is not correctly written in scientific notation. My coefficient is 1 decimal place too large, right? I can't have a number greater than 10, right? So I'm going to move this decimal 1 place lower to give me the coefficient 1.408. But once I do that, I also have to change my power of 10. So if I move the decimal place 1 lower, I got to move the exponent 1 higher. So my answer will be 10 to the 7th. 1.408 times 10 to the 7th. Let's try this one more time. Sometimes you'll get a question that asks for a product, and sometimes you'll get a question that asks for a quotient, like this one. A quotient is a division problem. Again, you will use your calculator for the coefficients, but you can just use mental math for the exponents. But because division is getting smaller, we're going to subtract these powers. So 10 to the 4th will be my exponent. Now I definitely need a calculator to do this math. So I'm going to pick up my calculator here, and I'm going to type in my coefficients, 6.096 divided by 6.35, and I get 0.96, 0.96 times 10 to the 4th. Now again, although this is the quotient, that number's too small. You cannot have a number lower than 1. So this time, I'm going to move the decimal place 1 higher. And when I do that, I need to move my exponent 1 place lower. So my new value will be 9.6. 9.6 times 10 to the 3rd. Again, when you move the decimal point of your coefficient, you have to move your power of 10. 9.6 times 10 to the 3rd. So make sure you got a calculator nearby. All right, let's do the second example. These have to do with our algebraic angles. Now, sometimes your angles are supplementary, sometimes they're complementary, and sometimes they're equal to each other. In this example, I have 3 angles, 8b minus 6, 5b plus 5, and this angle right here, which hopefully you remember is 90 degrees. So technically, my first angle, 8b minus 6, plus that middle 90-degree angle, plus this third angle, 5b plus 5, all of that makes one straight angle, or they're supplementary. Combine all of my like terms, so 8b plus 5b makes 13b, and then I have minus 6 plus 90 plus 5. So minus 6 plus 90 plus 5. Use your calculator if you need to. Now I'm going to use my algebraic properties here. Subtraction property of equality. 13b is equal to 100 minus 9 is 91. Divide by 13, which I actually don't know. So let me get my calculator handy. 91 divided by 13 is 7. So B is equal to 7. So I'm going to scroll down here, type my answer, and submit. Again, remember, you can have supplementary, which is what we did, or, like in this example, you can have complementary angles. These two angles make a 90-degree box. So that means that 5e minus 6 plus 3e minus 8, they all add up to 90 degrees. Combine like terms, and use your properties of equality to isolate your variable. 8e is equal to 104. 104 divided by 8 is 13. So my final, ooh, that looks crazy. E equals 13. All right, hopefully this is all coming back to you. The third topic is simply solving equations using the same rules we were just using in our last examples. Sometimes you'll need to distribute to clear your parentheses, like we need to do in this question here. 2 times 2y is 4y. 2 times minus 6 is minus 12. And now all I do is add 12 to both sides. 4y is equal to 12. And y is equal to 3 when I divide both sides by 4. The marker's acting a little crazy, but I think you get it. So y is equal to 3. Right? I think that's what the answer is. Yes. All right. So you simply clear the parentheses by multiplying first. Right? 2 times 5y is 10y. 2 times minus 4 is minus 8. And then don't forget to use your properties of equality to add or subtract numbers from each side. So 10y is equal to 50. Y is equal to 5. All right, the last topic of the week is graphing lines from equations. For this one, you're simply going to be clicking on this grid. Hopefully, you remember the importance of these two values. This is where you begin, right? This is where you begin, because in the y equals in the y equals mx plus d equation, the y-intercept is where you begin, right? B for begin. And m is the slope. And m is for how you move. Remember, you go rise over run. Rise over run. Up, then over. Up, then over. Up, then over. So for us, we're going to start here at positive 1. So I go to my y-axis. I go from the origin to positive 1 and click. Now, I need to move my cursor down 1 over 3. So from here, down 1 over 1, 2, 3, and click. And that's it. I'm done. Let's try another one. Start at the y-intercept, which for us is minus 2. Go to minus 2 on the y-axis and click. Now, this is not a fraction, but it needs to be. So if it's not, you put a 1 underneath. So from here, we go up 4, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, and then over denominator invisible 1. Let's try this one more time. Start at your y-intercept, begin at negative 4, follow the slope. Up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. And that's it. That concludes our lesson for homework number 5.